Hi, welcome to my video. So the video I'm going to be talking about, well, I was testing out Fedora 41 and I also was testing out Fedora 40. Now, Fedora 41, I had some problems here with the GPU when it came to using it with Discord. I was getting some problems. It wouldn't run Discord for some reason. A bunch of errors. I can't recall all the errors, but it's something to do with the GPU and something. I don't know. It's just something. It just wouldn't run. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. Fedora 41's buggy and it's still in beta, so I'm just gonna install the stable version of Fedora because I consider Fedora as a pretty good distribution, right? Well, since I did a clean install and everything, and then everything worked fine, even Discord and all that. But the problem was that I was getting a lot of freezes. Like I would just, use my computer and it'll just freeze every now and again. Like it'll just freeze a little bit, then I'll go back to normal, and then I'll freeze again, then it'll go back to normal. We just do it randomly all the time. If I'm watching YouTube, like the video would freeze, but you can still hear the audio perfectly. And I'm quite sure it's a Wayland bug. I'm like, it could be hardware. So I install Windows because I'm running this on a NVMe disk through the NVMe enclosure, which is running off a USB. I could actually use USB Type-C as well. It supports both. The thing is that I'm just using it with USB right now at the moment. So I had a little problems with that. So I'm basically testing this out on NixOS. Now, using NixOS, I don't get to freeze up. Discord works. Everything works perfectly fine. It's running on an NVMe disk, but everything's working really, really good on this system. And I'm using the latest stuff, I believe, because it is using Linux 6.11, which I just got an update, so it's working quite well. Another thing is that I bought another little mini computer. I own two B-Link mini computers, but the thing about with B-Link, I consider them made really cheap. My latest B-Link that I bought was a Ryzen 7 5800H with the Vega 8 iGPU built into it. It's actually not a bad machine. Has 32 gigs of memory, 512 gigs. I pay actually more for this one, for the B-Link. And I use it for almost a year, about a year, yeah. I've been using it quite a lot. And I broke one of the USBs in the back just by pulling out my thumb drive. I just pull it out and it basically pulls a part of the NVMe part of the disk where it plugs into, with a little thing that goes between the, like where it contacts the thing for the USB. And anyways, that just pulled it right out, and it was stuck inside my USB thumb drive, so I had to take pliers to pull it out. Actually I used what do you call that? A Gerber. It has like those clamp things. Anyways, I had to pull that out, and the drive's still the thumb drive's still good. It's just the USB port is no longer good. and since that's been kind of broken, the machine been working kind of shitty. So I got a mini form. It's another company that makes mini computers. So this one seems pretty interesting. The top part of it, you just push down on it, like you could open it up, and it's toolless, right? And you can get into like the NVMe disk and memory and all that stuff, and it's actually pretty easy to get into the machine. I like that about this device. It's also I wanted to get an Intel this time around, not an AMD. So I got this one here, which is an AB6 Lite, which comes with an Intel Core i5 12600H, which is 12 cores, 16 threads. So basically, it's 8 core with 4 efficient cores. So technically, it's 12 cores, but it's like a hybrid. But it's basically like an 8 core system with 4 efficient cores added to it, which makes it a 12 core machine. It has 18 megabytes cache speed, 32 gigs of memory, comes with a 512 gig hard drive. It's actually a pretty neat device. In the back of it has 2.5 gigabit NIC Ethernet ports. Has 2 HDMI ports. It has 3 USB Type-C ports, which you can connect 4 monitors to this machine. I'm not going to do it up. I'm saying that you have the option that you can do that. And also, it comes with 4 USB 3.2 4 USB 3.2, and it's a pretty cool device. I will do an unboxing once I get it, and I also will be playing around with that. And now, this system you see right here is basically going to be my my operating system. It does come with Windows, comes with a 512 gig NVMe disk, but I'm going to put this 1 terabyte NVMe disk into that machine because it's double the disk space, and it's Linux, right? I don't want to use Windows. I mean, I can use Windows, but I prefer to use NixOS. I was planning to use Fedora. I was going to give it a really good fair chance, but it's just, unfortunately, it's not working out for me. I mean, like, I want to use it. Like, I want to, like, I'm actually impressed with Fedora. I think it's a good system. But personally, I am more of a NixOS person. I think NixOS works actually really well for me. Actually, this year, this is probably like my best Linux experience that I had of overall operating systems. Like, I would say, like, for something that's stable and doesn't update as often, even though I have it on rolling, it doesn't update as often as Arch Linux does. And it does automatically update, so if it needs to be updated and I'm at work, it will do its thing and it'll automatically reboot it. I mean, you can set that up like that. It doesn't do that automatically out of the box, but you can set it up in your configuration file to do stuff like that, which is really cool. So yeah, I am a big fan of NixOS. I do like Fedora. I do like Gentoo. I like Arch Linux. I like a lot of distributions, but for me personally, like, that a distribution that I've been using so far all this year, I would say NixOS has been very reliable for me, and I'm gonna continue using NixOS because I think it's just a really solid system. I'm not a professional NixOS. Like, I don't do all the NixOS things that a lot of, like, power users do, but I do use it because it's a very reliable system. You know, maybe someday I might learn how to do flakes and understand how to do it. Maybe even program some of that stuff, or learn the Nix language and do some home manager stuff. But me just using it, like, you know, just default basic stuff, you know, just using it as a system, because I don't really need to do all that stuff, but it'd be nice to learn the extra tools that comes with this system. But just NixOS as it is, you know, I think it's a good system because I'm a person that just likes a really nice solid base. I find it has, like, that stableness of Debian stable, and it has that bleeding edge like Arch Linux. I think it's kind of like a Gentoo and kind of like an Arch Linux, but I think NixOS is just, I don't know, it's unique in its own way. It's an immutable system as well. So I mean, I would say a bit more secure in that regards because of the isolation and sandboxing it hasn't built into the system. Also, you know, a lot of things do not touch like your root and all that stuff, so it's quite isolated. So I always see like any vulnerabilities that comes with cups or with OpenSSH or XZ. You know what I mean? Like it's very rare. It's very hard for it to be, you know, executed inside NixOS because of the sandboxing and because of the isolation and, you know, just the immutable style of the system. So, and I also think like something breaks, which is very rare in NixOS, you can, you know, roll back to the previous setup that you have. And that's what's really nice about it. I mean, I know like you have ButterFS and ZFS to do snapshots and all that. You can roll back, but I find just the immutable style to it. The system works really well. It's very, very stable, and yeah, I like NixOS. But yeah, this is just a little quick video. It wasn't gonna be long, but I just wanted to test it out because I'm running this whole system on a USB NVMe disk, which is going to be inside my new mini computer, which I'm getting Sunday. So I will be doing an unboxing on that as well. I will be testing it out. It's going to be my living room setup computer, which was my B-Link before. Right now I have my Mac on there, but I put away the Dell computer that I have. I regret buying a machine. I will never buy another Dell computer. Personally, I do not like Dell. I don't like computers. Like Dell, Acer, and HP, they make computers, they lock down their BIOS. It's very hard to configure the system. I don't like it. So I'll never buy none of those computers again. I will stick with Asus and B-Link, not B-Links, mini PCs. I think mini form, it looks like a pretty good computer. It looks like a pretty good company. They actually make really nice computers with very high specs for a very reasonable price. Like they are not that expensive. I pay for this 12 core, you know, machine that I bought. It was $489 retail Canadian. That's a pretty good price for you know, 12 gen you know, Core i5 12600H. That's not a bad processor. The max speed is 4.5 gigahertz. You know, 32 gigs of memory. I mean, I really can't complain. I think it's a very nice machine, and it's well done too. Like I will do a review on it, and it's a pretty cool machine. And I hope that it's not as cheap as B-Links, because B-Links, I had some problems with both of them. My first B-Link, which is an Intel Celeron, I think, that CPU fan on that machine really is loud, and I think it's broken for some reason. Like it doesn't seem like it works properly. It just makes a lot of noise, machine. And yeah, but I didn't pay much for that one. It's only a 4-core, I think, 4 cores. It's not really, you know, the greatest machine, but it was my first mini PC. I bought it because it was like, wow, it's not a bad price, and I got it for like what, $200 or something like that. And I mean, it's a good little machine. This is my first mini PC. I bought that like what, a few years ago, 2 or 3. Yeah, about 3 years ago, I would say. So this one that's coming in Sunday is gonna be my third mini PC, which I still have all my mini PCs. Like, well, if you want to consider other mini PCs I have, I do have a Mac Mini late 2012, and I do have a Mac Mini M1. So those are other mini computers that I have as well. So I have 2 mini Mac computers, and I have 3 mini PCs. But my new one that's coming in, it's gonna be a nice one because it's a Core i5, and yeah, I'm really excited to play around with it. I'm sure it's gonna do me well. It's gonna be running NixOS. It's gonna be running this system actually. I have it all set up good for it. I just gotta pop it inside the the M.2 slot, and good to go. Boot her up and should work. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, I'll bring you guys that video of me unboxing my new computer that I'm getting Sunday. Alright, cheers. Yeah, I have to open up this app.